I'd take Terry McLaurin, yeah, but I hesitate on paying him, obviously, which would be a sticking point in this one. And then, we're just going to get rid of Aiyuk. They want Aiyuk. What draft pick are we giving up? As we address how thin this team is right now, yeah, they need help at wide receiver, but this is the team that needs every draft pick that they can have moving forward.
The Niners depth chart, I just have the update right here. There's a lot of Qs. A lot of Qs meaning questionable for all these players. Juwan Jennings, questionable. Calf injury. Jacob Cowing, obviously, prior to me leaving, he got hurt. Isaac Garendo got hurt. Jordan James, Curtis Rourke. I keep going. Michael Williams, Kevin Givens. I don't feel great about that, Joe. I don't. Now,
they're thin.
They're thin right now.
They're razor thin.
Terry McLaurin. He has been one of, I think, more underrated wide receivers because they've just been a mess at quarterback over in Washington. But Terry McLaurin is a guy that can be a number one on any given team outside of maybe a handful.
Yeah, he had 13 touchdowns last year.
Awesome. Him and Jaden Daniels, that connection was incredible. Scary Terry was for real. This is the latest that just dropped from Matt Barrows, who knows his stuff. Would you say Matt Barrows covers the Niners for a long time for The Athletic now? This is what the latest was in The Athletic. It was Terry McLaurin trade proposals analyzing 5 potential offers for the Commanders. And they had a couple teams. They had the Patriots, they had the Chargers, the Steelers, Bills, and then the 49ers were on there. And this is the little excerpt that Matt Barrows had. So take a listen to this. It's not so far-fetched considering this scenario, meaning that maybe the 49ers would be inclined to trade wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk for McLaurin, saying it's not so far-fetched considering this scenario was discussed when Aiyuk was the subject of a high-profile hold-in. Aiyuk had the Commanders at the top of possible trade destinations because of his relationship with and admiration for Jaden Daniels. He's friends with the quarterback, he's close to Deebo Samuel, and he was drafted by GM Adam Peters, who was the 49ers' top college scout at the time. Brandon Aiyuk for McLaurin, not so far-fetched, says Matt Barrows. Joe Shasky, what say you?
Well, say me what? Do I want him?
Would you do that? Because you're going to have to pay McLaurin if you trade for him. He wants to get paid. He's disgruntled. He's requested a trade from the franchise. He's older. He's in his 30s now.
This will be his third contract.
Yes.
And when you give out the third contract in the NFL, you better love the dude.
He's going to be 30. Let me be clear. September 15th, he's going to turn 30 years old. So he's going to start hitting that point now with wide receivers, kind of like with running backs.
Just any football player.
Yeah.
Look.
Quarterbacks are, yeah.
Well, but any football player, third contract.
Yeah.
It's scary, and you have to make sure it's the right guy. Now, my normal setting for the most part is like, hey, I don't love paying these wide receivers just in this offense. I just don't. And I look at what is college giving you the most of? A lot of wide receivers. Can you whiff on one in the first? Yeah, but you could find tremendous value second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And we see it every single year. I'd take Terry McLaurin, yeah, but I hesitate on paying him, obviously, which would be a sticking point in this one. And then, we're just going to get rid of Aiyuk. They want Aiyuk. What draft pick are we giving up? As we address how thin this team is right now, yeah, they need help at wide receiver, but this is the team that needs every draft pick that they can have moving forward. I mean, we all think that every single draft pick that looked good. We'll see if Dominic Pooney's as good this year. We'll see if Ricky Pearsall is good at all. All these guys, Mustafa? We'll see if he comes back healthy, right? So I need all the draft picks that I can get. I also need good players to be pass catchers for Brock Purdy. So that's where I kind of fall in the middle here. I don't love it though. I'm not in as love as everyone else is on paying a third contract. The last time they gave out a third or fourth contract to someone random, it was like Javon Hargrave. That didn't work out well.
It did not. But Terry McLaurin, man.
No, he's a good player.
I think you go all in and go after this guy. I really do.
Yeah, but you're not building your offense around him.
I'm not building my offense around him, but I'm getting a guy that I know in the red zone where you struggled mightily, he could be a threat because he was that last year with Jaden Daniels. I know he could be that dude, and I trust that Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy, they'll figure out a way. Clint Kubiak, they'll figure out a way for it to work with Terry McLaurin. I'll just say this. With Brandon Aiyuk, I think he just needs to change the scenery too. And I don't know what you're going to get from him. I do know what I'm going to get from Terry McLaurin. Now, Obviously, Washington would be taking all the risk on with this because you don't know what you're getting with Brandon Aiyuk. You would have to attach a pick. And as you mentioned, you're very hesitant to do that. But I'll argue, I swear to God, these guys get compensatory picks all the time, whether it's a third rounder, whether I don't like.
Yeah, but if I sign Keenan Allen, hypothetically, like, right, I'm giving up assets and spending a lot of money on this player. If I go get Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen, it costs me nothing but money.
Yeah, but you're not going to get the quality of a Terry McLaurin.
Who knows? Who knows?
Keenan Allen stunk last year. He did. I had him in fantasy a couple times. You looked out of shape. He did not look good.
He played for one of the worst teams in football.
I mean,
well, did he not?
Yeah, but like they had offensive talent around him, and he just still didn't separate himself. He was supposed to be the guy that you could rely on. I know they were. They weren't
terrible.
A good team.
We watched the Bears. They were terrible.
They were also loaded at wide receiver.
They were. They had Rome Odunze.
But they were terrible. So like whatever. Like I just again like I like Terry McLaurin. He's great. He's a great player. He is. He's a great player. But it does cost you a lot. And like, it's easy to say, oh, just get him, just take him. I love him. It's like, all right, like, I'm intrigued. I'm open to it. I'm not ready to say goodbye to Aiyuk just yet. Apparently, he's been a good soldier at camp all offseason. Is he healthy? If he's healthy, like, I think a healthy Aiyuk is as good, if not better, than McLaurin. No, I can't guarantee health currently. I know Aiyuk pops in this offense. I do. I know that he does when he's right. I mean, I don't know. Like, I hesitate always bringing in somebody from outside, paying them. Part of why McLaurin is frustrated is because Washington went out and traded for Deebo Samuel, who's making about the same as him right now. And he's looking around saying, wait a minute, I've been here before the prior regime when everything was stinky and poopy and I was excellent year after year after year with no one throwing to me, and you're going to bring this guy in and you're not going to pay me? I get why he's frustrated in that situation.
You'd rather go the bargain hunting when it comes to the likes of an Amari Cooper, a Keenan Allen, than going all in for a guy like Terry McLaurin, which is going to cost you potentially Brandon Aiyuk in a third-round pick. Which one of those scenarios?
Well, it could be more.
It could be more.
I mean, I don't know.
We don't know. But if you're attaching Brandon Aiyuk there, who was a second-team All-Pro in his own right, just like McLaurin was back in 2024, same year as Aiyuk was, check that. But you know what I mean.
But like, okay, in a trade where you're dealing Aiyuk, there's a big dead cap hit. Yeah. That's number one. And then you're taking on a ton of salary. Yeah. So like, you're kind of like tripling down on asset allocation. Yes. Money on Aiyuk, money on McLaurin, draft capital.
Yes.
Signing someone, again, just a flyer. Let's just say it's Amari Cooper. I'm just going to go Amari Cooper. All right, like maybe he's not as good as Terry McLaurin, but boy, it costs you a hell of a lot less.
I don't know what you're getting with Amari Cooper these days. Like he was awful.
I don't either.
He was awful with Buffalo last year.
I
thought he was going to be a good piece for them. He didn't do anything. Nothing. Yeah, nada.
Okay. Yes, but there's been other great receivers who have bounced around and switched teams and have done very little winning.
Well, it's just crazy that you were willing to potentially, and remember, Amari wanted to leave last year from Cleveland. Like that was the conversation. Remember that? Trade, get me out of here. Basically, he didn't really say that, but he was kind of saying without saying it. And maybe, you trade him, but Brandon Aiyuk didn't want to go to Cleveland. And turned out right. You don't want to go to Cleveland. It's a dumpster fire. God, they got like 4 or 5 quarterbacks over there. I don't know what the hell they're doing. But I would definitely consider moving off of Brandon Aiyuk for Terry McLaurin and potentially, a third-round pick if you have to attach it. Second,
so you're taking on. So okay,
and I'm giving him a new contract. Yes,
you're taking on a big dead cap hit for Aiyuk and paying Terry McLaurin and giving up draft capital. Like again, it sounds great, and I know everyone wants to exhaust every single avenue to get great players. They did that for a bunch of years, and then you got Devondre Campbell playing linebacker because you can't afford anything and you have no draft picks. So, like at some point, you got to kind of be a little fiscally responsible. And I don't know if right now is the time to be all in on giving up Aiyuk, getting McLaurin, giving up draft capital. It's a lot. We have to acknowledge it is a lot to part with.
It'd be second team All-Pro for second team All-Pro at one point. They're guys that are just right at that cusp of like best at their position, but they're not quite there. So I feel you on that. Like they're right on that tier below for me anyways, like the Justin Jeffersons, right? The Jamar Chases of the world. They're not those players, but I feel them when they want to be like, hey, listen, I'm not those guys, but I'm also the best on this franchise. I am one of the best in this conference. Just because I'm not Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, doesn't mean I shouldn't get paid close
They're
to those
really
guys.
good players. They're really good players. And I don't know why Washington is balking at paying him. The other aspect of this that we don't know is, like, how far along is Aiyuk? Is Aiyuk able to help you week 7, 8, 9, 10? Is Juwan Jennings legitimately injured? Is he legitimately injured, or is he just out for the time being, where it's just a nagging thing that's told him about? Or is he holding out simultaneously and they just happen to coincide? Like, there's a lot that we don't know.
I know I'm different we differ on this when it comes to the wide receiver room, and I'm a lot more concerned about it than you are. You're concerned with other position groups before that. Not to say it's not a concern, but it's not your top one. Right now, it's hard for me in this offensive-driven league, in a passing league, when you're going to be going in to week 1 potentially, and Ricky Pearsall is a number 1 for you. Guy struggles to stay on the field. I don't know if I could trust him to be my number 1 throughout this season. Juwan Jennings, a calf injury. God, another one scares the hell out of me. As we know with calf injuries, those are very tricky, Joe. One wrong move could be an Achilles. And I don't want that to happen, but we've seen that ad nauseum here, whether it's basketball related, whether it's football related. Calf injuries are scary, and it's something you're going to have to monitor maybe all season long.